Hello, Peter the Cat here. 5 years ago, my artist GuineaPigDan and another friend of his, Keyblade Raccoon, did a review of the theatrical cut of Batman v Superman, and they hated it. The Snyder cut of Justice League is going to come out this month in March, and I thought in preparation I'd give the extended cut of Batman v Superman, a chance and have a look at it and see if maybe it might give us some hints as to what the Snyder cut of Justice League would be like. This isn't going to be an in-detail review of the Ultimate Cut. I'm just going to go over the deleted scenes that were added and how they impact the movie. And I have a list right here that I'm going to just go over. Oh, and Keyblade Raccoon is not coming back because he told me that he just hated this movie too much. And he's not interested in seeing the extended cut. So anyway, let's go on to the first deleted scene. Jimmy Olsen introducing himself. Now, we knew this back when GuineaPigDan did the review of Batman v Superman, the theatrical cut. He knew that that it was said in interviews that the person that's shot at the beginning of the movie is actually supposed to be Jimmy Olsen. And in the extended cut, he actually introduces himself. Now, to be honest, it doesn't really add anything to the movie to know that Lois Lane's partner is really supposed to be Jimmy Olsen. It just comes off like a scene where Zack Snyder is just trying to be an edgelord. Ooh, I'm going to kill off Jimmy Olsen, and we're not going to have, oh, gee, Welker's Superman in the next Man of Steel movie whenever that comes out. But what does help, though, is there are some of the added scenes give a bit more context to the whole Africa scene at the beginning of the movie, where we see that Lex Luthor has some goons who torch a couple of the bodies. And so we now know that the reason why people blame Superman for these killings is because they think he uses heat vision, because in the theatrical cut it doesn't really make sense, because it makes it seem like, people thought Superman used bullets or something. So that's something that's kind of fixed. Although the bullets, Lois Lane tracing the bullets to Lex Luthor, that's still kind of a bit dumb. Not a deleted scene, but rewatching this movie now, with now knowing that Zack Snyder was trying to, kind of build up to Darkseid and the New Gods, when you watch the scene of Lex Luthor talking to Senator Finch, and he's like, oh, the devils don't always come from hell, sometimes they come from the sky above. It does kind of make you wonder if Lex Luthor did know something about Darkseid and the New Gods even before he went on the Kryptonian ship and everything. So, I think that's kind of an interesting foreshadowing. I also hope that when the Snyder cut of Justice League comes out, since the previews show that there's going to be more nightmare sequences with Batman, it does make me hope that they might try and clarify, what the whole nightmare sequence in Batman v Superman was about, because I felt like, showing Darkseid's Omega symbol and the Flash coming through time to warn Bruce Wayne, I felt like, these scenes would make no sense to anyone that isn't, already a hardcore DC fanboy that knows who Darkseid is and knows that the Flash has time travel powers and everything. So I hope the Snyder cut of Justice League, kind of fixes this and makes things, makes the continuity flow better or something. The next couple of deleted scenes that are added to the extended cut are these sequences of Clark Kent going to Gotham City and talking to random citizens there and seeing what Batman is like and how he's gotten more cruel, presumably ever since the Joker killed Robin. This kind of helps develop things a bit more. We see what Clark Kent's motivation is and why, when he goes to the Daily Planet, he's like, hey, why don't we write about this Bat Vigilante? And he's seeing firsthand the damage that Batman's doing to people and how much he's really just fucking things up and everything. And it also makes the scene when Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne confront each other at that party, it adds a bit more tension, to their confrontation. And I also realized, not a deleted scene, but a plot hole I thought was in the movie, but upon a rewatch, isn't really a plot hole. I kind of wondered, how does Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent know that, the other is Superman, the other is Batman? But it's upon a rewatch, I realized that Clark Kent overhears Alfred on Bruce Wayne's earpiece while he's at the party, so that's probably what tipped him off that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And Bruce Wayne knows that Clark Kent is Superman probably because, he says, he has that line, oh, you always write puff pieces about Superman whenever he saves a cat out of a tree. So Bruce Wayne probably has suspicions from that. Unfortunately, Lex Luthor's acting is still annoying, so that's not fixed in the extended cut. Now, another scene that got buffed in the extended cut, everything involving the Capitol. Oh boy, seeing the Capitol get blown up in Batman v Superman, that now feels uncomfortable after the whole Capitol riot on January 6th. But anyway, the movie handles, the Capitol thing, much better than the theatrical cut. We get additional scenes. There's this one witness to, I guess Superman's, the stuff he did in Africa. She's going to testify against Superman, but then she has second thoughts. and some goons from Lex Luthor then shove her in front of a train to kill her, to silence her. It's nice that the whole Africa sequence is getting like a bit more context added to it, but at the same time, I feel like killing her by shoving her in front of a train is a bit, again, Zack Snyder just being an edgelord. So that just came off a bit too gratuitous to me. I don't know, maybe just kidnap her and kill her off screen or something. I don't know, in a secret room or whatever. Shoving her in front of a train seemed a bit too suspicious. I don't know. One of the additional scenes that people really made a big deal of was that in the extended cut, we actually see Superman saving people from the Capitol. And all it is, though, is just like one quick shot where Superman's flying down and he's holding a person that's injured. Like, that's it. I thought that we were going to see Superman, like, getting multiple people out of the Capitol or something, but it's just one person, just doing the bare minimum of heroism, so that's kind of a bit of a disappointment. However, the best addition to the extended cut has to be like the investigation afterward that Lois Lane does. Now, in the theatrical cut, Superman is just like, oh, I didn't see the bomb because I just wasn't looking, and it just came off really lame. But in the extended cut, we get more of an explanation of what happened. Lois Lane goes to the wheelchair guy's house, and then she sees that he bought groceries recently, and she figures out, oh, he wasn't planning to die. He was just, someone's pawn. And then, she does more investigation. I think one of her friends calls her on her phone, and she's like, oh, the wheelchair was laced with lead. And lead is the reason, Superman can't see through lead due to his X-ray vision, and that's how the bomb got past him. So you wonder, why wasn't this in the theatrical cut? This is pretty important stuff that kind of fills in some, really big plot holes that really frustrated me when I saw the theatrical cut. So this stuff, I say, does actually kind of improve the movie a bit. So good job there, Zack Snyder. And it also improves Lex Luthor's character. Even though Jesse Eisenberg's acting is really horrible, I didn't have many issues with the plan he has, even though it's a bit overly convoluted. If they switched Jesse Eisenberg with another actor, and, who was much more competent and didn't act like a man-child, but they kept Lex Luthor's plan in the movie the same, Zack Snyder could have created a Lex Luthor who's, really feels intimidating and cunning, and not just this Willy Wonka, Mark Zuckerberg, man-child person thing. I don't know. Another deleted scene that was added. Batman stealing the kryptonite. This was another scene that was kind of hyped up, similar to Superman saving people from the Capitol, but then turned out to not really be much. All that's added is, Lex Luthor sees this screen, and it shows, a security camera, Batman, knocking over a couple guards and to get the kryptonite, and that's kind of it. It's not like a full sequence where you see Batman breaking into the facility to get the kryptonite. It's just looking at a security camera, so that was a little disappointing. Better than nothing, I suppose. Another scene that the extended cut added, Clark speaking to his parents. They had an extended scene of Clark speaking to his mother, and I guess that's nice because it gives Mama Kent, a bit more characterization before Lex Luthor kidnaps her. And then we also get the explanation of why Clark Kent is on a mountain when he has the vision of his father, Jonathan Kent. He was actually, the extended cut shows him actually going mountain climbing to meet his father. And this was kind of weird. I always assumed that this was just a dream or a vision or something. And the reason why he's, on a mountain surrounded by snow is supposed to be a callback to Man of Steel when Superman's testing out his flying powers in the Arctic for the first time. But showing that he really did go climbing somewhere, it just makes the scene a bit strange. So this is a deleted scene that I don't really hate or like. It just feels weird. Oh yeah, and another thing, another plot hole that got filled in, not a deleted scene, but just something I realized upon a rewatch. I wondered, how is it that Lex Luthor knew that Superman is Clark Kent and even knew his Kryptonian name Kal-El? I wondered, how did he figure that out? But rewatching the movie, when Lex Luthor is inside the Genesis chamber and he's talking to the Kryptonian computer, learning how to create, how to change Zod into Doomsday, he's asking the computer, oh, teach me everything about Kryptonian knowledge. So I'm guessing the Kryptonian computer probably told him Clark Kent is Superman and told him his Kryptonian name also. So there's another plot hole that I guess isn't really a plot hole. Unfortunately, even though the movie gives us all this expanded stuff, the ending sequence is still kind of lame. The fight with Batman and Superman, still ends with Batman, hearing the name Martha, and that makes him stop. The fight against Doomsday, it's an awesome fight, but it's still lame that they did the death of Superman way too early into the DCEU. So that stuff, that's not fixed, unfortunately. And then the final deleted scene that was re-added, this was originally posted on YouTube after the movie came out, but it's now in the extended cut. The Steppenwolf's teaser. After Doomsday is killed, we get to look inside the Kryptonian ship. There's officers going in to arrest Lex Luthor, and they briefly see this hologram thing of Steppenwolf. And I have to say that I think Steppenwolf looks better in Batman v Superman than he does in the Snyder cut of Justice League. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just you don't see Steppenwolf very close up in Batman v Superman, but the CGI on him in the Snyder cut of Justice League just looks weird, and having that armor full of spikes just feels like it's overdoing it or something. I don't know. And that's pretty much everything I have to say about the deleted scenes. Does it improve the movie? A little bit. Like, it does fill in a few story gaps here and there, but overall, you still have things like Batman being overly violent. The movie is still really overly dark and dreary. Lex Luthor is annoying as all hell. And, Doomsday just comes out of nowhere. Like, they couldn't just wait, to do the death of Superman until later in the DCU or something. So I feel like the review that GuineaPigDan and Keyblade Raccoon did back in 2016, it still applies to the extended cut, minus the few plot holes and story beats that are kind of fixed. The extended cut isn't that much of an improvement, honestly, and it does kind of make me worry a bit about the Snyder cut of Justice League. I don't know, it's probably also going to be overly long and overly dark and dreary, but at the same time, I am interested in to see like what the director's vision was. I think Zack Snyder got mistreated badly by WB being fired, secretly, and then they kind of used his family tragedy as a cover to like let him, leave gracefully. I do want to see what Zack Snyder originally planned for Justice League and how he was trying to set up, the building up Darkseid, kind of like how the MCU built up Thanos, like years before he actually like was the villain in Infinity War and Endgame. So anyway, and even if the Snyder cut of Justice League isn't any good, like I still would like to own it on Blu-ray and have it next to my copy of the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2. Another situation where WB interfered with a movie, fired a director, and replaced them, and then years later they finally released that original director's vision. But this time we only had to wait 4 years to get the Snyder cut of Justice League, rather than waiting 25 years like Donner fans had to wait for the Donner cut of Superman 2. That's all I have to say. Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut, it's okay. Marginally better than the theatrical cut, but not by much. So, I'm still looking forward to the Snyder cut of Justice League, and I hope it turns out good. Oh well. That's all I have to say. Peter the Cat here. Bye, everybody, and stay tuned. Sooner or later, I'm going to do a review of McCartney 3, Flaming Pie Deluxe Edition, and I'll do my list of favorite Garfield and Friends episodes. See you all later.